Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 1st of March 2023 and the global cryptocurrency market is not doing that good. Since the last 24 hours, it has marginally gone down, and when we look at the prices of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, DeFi and the market cap, we'll definitely go ahead and dwell on this in detail. Now look, guys, there's a massive drama going on between Coinbase and Binance, and looks like 2023 is not one of the best years for Binance. And few days ago, Forbes also published an article which actually compares Binance asset trading, something similar to what FTX is doing. So definitely not looking good for Binance. And listen up, guys, in September of 2022, I did talk about some drama going on in the stable coins. Now, could it be possible that there is a war going on among stable coins? And who do you think will come out as the winner so far as the stablecoin war is concerned? Will it be Tether USDT? Will it be Circle USDC, or will it be Binance USD? You need to also remember that there is a massive threat of central bank digital currencies, which I strongly believe could be the news on the second half of this year. So we'll try to cover quite a lot in today's episode. Now regarding NFTs on Bitcoin, we have some update as well, and looks like Bitcoin on NFTs have crossed the 200,000 mark. So NFTs on blockchain are definitely gaining a lot of momentum, and Yuga Labs creator Bored Ape Yacht Club, they have also inscribed some NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain as well. So in today's episode, I'll very briefly discuss the benefits and the negatives of having NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from UAE. And the first news is about an emirate called Khaimah, and they are launching a free zone for digital and virtual asset firms. And look, guys, every emirate is trying to help UAE become the global center so far as Web3 is concerned, Metaverse is concerned, and cryptocurrency and blockchain is concerned. So definitely positive news. The second news is regarding a report which has been published, and that discusses that MENA, or Middle East North Africa region, has stopped the world in cryptocurrency adoption. So definitely brilliant stuff. So quite a lot to cover in today's episode. So let's kick start with today's episode. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and Metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee Date aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. a brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the RAKEZ Podcast, and the RAKEZ Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. Next, listen guys, there are 3 things that I'm extremely passionate about. One is extreme heavy metal, ice cold beer, and obstacle course race. And Tough Mudder is one of my favorite obstacle course race events taking place in the Middle East. Now, if you're into running, if you're into obstacle course race, you definitely need to check out Tough Mudder because they have a massive event coming up on the 18th of March, and it is, if not in one of the most beautiful locations in the United Arab Emirates. So listen guys, go to the website of Tough Mudder Arabia and look at the events. So there are different events taking place. There is 10k events, there is 5k events, and if you have your kids, get your kids along. And listen up guys, Tough Mudder is a series of obstacle and mud runs that'll push your physical and mental limits without the pressure of competition, a community built on teamwork and overcoming obstacles where stepping outside your comfort zone is a reward. And listen guys, when was the last time you did something for the very first time? So the event takes place in Ras Al Khaimah, and guys, the location is absolutely brilliant, called as Mina Al Arab in Ras Al Khaimah, and you can register for it now on the 18th of March. So you have a 5k event, 10k event, and if you have your kids, get your kids along. Now if you do want some heavy discount and get a 15% discount code, use the code George15, which is G for George, E for Elephant, O for Orange, R for Roger, G for George, E for Elephant, 15, that is the number 15. So once again guys, the code is George15. And look guys, one of my goals is to do 100 Tough Mudder, and I'd really like to do it in Dubai or in the UAE. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's go ahead and look at the global cryptocurrency market. Now as of today, since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market has gone down by 0.98%, and as of today stands at $1.06 trillion. In the month of March, to be precise on the 22nd of March, Jerome Powell will be announcing the interest rate hike. Now what you need to remember is that this interest rate hike will be dependent based on the FOMC meeting, which I did talk about in my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast a few days ago. Now based on that, looks like the inflation numbers might be picking up pace, and because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if Jerome Powell does actually increase the interest rate hike from 50 basis points to maybe 75 basis points. Now if that thing happens, unfortunately I do feel that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies might go down. So what I'll really recommend you to do is keep an eye on the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, most likely on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and on the 23rd as well. Now, since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market is not looking good. It has gone down by 8.41% and stands at $42.28 billion. If you look at the volume of DeFi, that's not good either. It is at $4.83 billion, so it looks like the 1st of March 2023 is not having an ideal start. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, it is still below the $50 billion mark at $49.65 billion, and Lido is still dominating with 18.62%, and $9.24 billion is locked in its protocol, and DeFi is accounting for 11.43% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now look guys, since 2023, so far as the percentage of volume of DeFi is concerned, it is definitely looking good, but the total volume in terms of dollar amount, it's definitely not ideal. Now in 2020 and 2021, on an average given day, the total volume of DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $10 to $16 billion mark. In certain days, it did go down in the $20 billion mark as well. 2022 was one of the worst years for DeFi. Now in 2023, the numbers are looking good, but in terms of the dollar amount, it's definitely not ideal. Now MakerDAO is number 2nd so far as the total value locked is concerned, and as of today, the total value locked is $7.11 billion. Core Finance is number 3rd at $4.98 billion. Aave is number 4 at $4.72 billion, and Convex Finance is number 5 at $4.14 billion. Now look guys, for cryptocurrency to get mainstream adoption, the numbers of DeFi has to be 10 times, maybe 20 times better. It is only at that stage we'll be able to say that cryptocurrencies have taken over the fiat volume. Now I wouldn't be surprised if DeFi does pick up pace in the second half of this year, and I'm hoping that that trajectory does tend to continue, probably forever. Now let's look at the volume of stablecoins. The volume is ridiculously low at $38.16 billion. Now what is really surprising is that despite the volume being low, stablecoins is accounting for a majority of the chunk at 90.25% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And in today's episode, we're definitely going to be discussing some drama between Coinbase, and looks like the SEC, Coinbase, and a lot of the competing stablecoin issuers are definitely going after Binance BUSD. Now, so far as the volume is concerned, Tether.to USDT is still leading the pack with $29.69 billion, Circle USDC at $3.08 billion, and Binance BUSD at $5.25 billion. Now listen guys, let me just compare the market cap of stablecoins in comparisons to its 24-hour trading volume. Now the market cap so far stablecoins is concerned does not mean absolutely anything, but the big question is, what happens to the remaining funds? Do they just sit in the reserve, or the stablecoin issuers are utilizing it by renting it out to other people so that they can earn interest? Now if you look at the market cap of Tether USDT, it stands at $70.9 billion. Now technically and legally what that means is, if people want to withdraw, Bitfinex, the issuer of Tether USDT coin, should actually have $70.9 billion to be given out to the people immediately. Now do they have these funds? I really doubt it, but the market cap of Tether USDT is $70.9 billion, but the 24-hour trading volume is only $29.69 billion. So one thing you need to understand when you're talking about stable coins, whatever the market cap is, technically and legally, the stablecoin issuer should be having the funds 24/7. Circle USDC's market cap is $42.45 billion. But listen up guys, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, it is only $3.08 billion. So my big question is, what happens to the remaining of the fund? I'm pretty much sure that they will be loaning those funds out, because if they don't, if it is just standing as a reserve, it's just completely going waste. And you're talking about $40 billion. And in terms of Tether USDT, you're talking about another $70 billion. Binance USD's market cap, though, is at $10.56 billion. And a few days ago, I did talk about that the market cap of Binance BUSD significantly dropped by well over 30%. Now, so far as Binance USD's 24-hour trading volume is concerned, it is half of its market cap. So if you look at the numbers, Binance BUSD's market cap has definitely fallen down, and so has the 24-hour trading volume. So my big question for you guys is, so far as the war on stablecoins is concerned, 2 years down the line, who do you think will win the war? Will it be Bitfinex Tether USDT? Will it be Circle's USDC? Or will it be Binance's BUSD Mention your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Now let's look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market cap is at $448 billion. Ethereum's market cap is $197 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $20.5 billion. The 24-hour trading volume for Ethereum is $6.24 billion. Now listen guys, Ethereum Shanghai upgrade merges on the same week when Jerome Powell will be announcing the interest rate hike. So if you're a trader, you definitely need to be on par and keeping track on what is going on regarding the Shanghai upgrade on Ethereum. So it's going to be really interesting to see the price volume in the world of Ethereum. Now I would keep a track on the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum. That'll give us some indication on the future price predictions of Ethereum. Now so far as the dominance is concerned, Bitcoin's dominance is 42.34%. Ethereum's dominance is 18.60%. Now the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, is marginally down since the last 24 hours by 0.74%, and it is currently at $23,219. Since the last 7 days though, it is down by 4.42%. And later on today's episode, I'm going to be discussing the volume. So far as NFTs are concerned, it is definitely gaining a lot of momentum in Bitcoin blockchain. And I was listening to the podcast earlier by Peter McCormack, where I was completely furious about having NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to any of the leading podcasting platform, search for What Bitcoin Did, and Peter McCormack did a brilliant job in interviewing some guests where they were discussing ordinals on Bitcoin blockchain. Now Ethereum's price is $1,610. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.99%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.30%. Binance coin, our BNB, is at $302. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.59%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.72%. Since the last 48 hours, guys, there is a massive drama going on between Coinbase and Binance BUSD. And Coinbase actually announced via Twitter that it will be suspending trading of Binance BUSD from March 13th on or around 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you do want to find out the official link, it is only via the Twitter account, and the reason that they have given is that because Binance BUSD Stablecoin doesn't meet its listing standard. Now this, guys, is an absolutely massive shock for Binance BUSD. Now CZ a few weeks ago, he did actually mention that Binance BUSD's market cap will be taking a hit. So it looks like there's a drama going on so far as war on stablecoins is concerned. And one thing which I did mention in my Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast is, in September of last year, Binance BUSD did a similar move. So essentially what they did was all the Circle USDC coin that they had, they kind of merged it with Binance BUSD. So essentially the Circle USDC coins were automatically converted to Binance BUSD. And since September of 2022, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of Circle USDC, it has been on a decline. Now as you guys know, I've been tracking the volumes of stablecoins every day. Earlier in 2022, the volume of Circle USDC was definitely picking up. And to be honest, guys, if you look at the transparency between Tether USDT, Circle USDC, and Binance USD, I would 100% trust Circle USDC. And if you look at the audit report of Tether USDT, it is absolutely rubbish. If you look at the audit report of Circle USDC, it is well over 75 pages long. They have an Excel spreadsheet which does give out detailed information. Now, Circle USDC is definitely 100% regulated, and they often do quite a lot of regulations. People also need to understand that when you talk about Circle USDC, they have a consortium, and Coinbase is one of the biggest contributor in the consortium which manages Circle USDC. So it looks like because of that, Coinbase has decided to kick Binance BUSD out. And Coinbase is one of the leading cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States of America. But Binance, on the other hand, is probably the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. To be honest, it might be 10 or 20 times bigger than Coinbase. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the future of stablecoins is. Now, what is really surprising, guys, since the second half of 2022, the volume of Tether USDT is also down. And guys, I've been covering the 24-hour trading volume of stablecoins on a daily basis. What is really surprising is that people are still using stablecoins. And I've often said, in times of inflation, in times of war, unfortunately, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have not proved to be a safe haven. Stablecoins, on the other hand, have definitely proved to be a safe haven. So it looks like the stablecoin world is definitely not ideal, and in 2020, 2021 and even in the past, on an average given day, the 24-hour trading volume used to hover somewhere between the $80 to $140 billion mark. But since 2022, particularly the second half of 2022, on an average given day, the volume of stablecoins is ridiculously low. Now this just makes perfect use case for central banks all over the world to go out and promote central bank digital currencies. Because the big question is, why use stablecoins when you have central bank digital currencies? So I very strongly feel that the biggest threat to stablecoins will be central bank digital currencies, and even the existence of RippleNet or XRP will be questioned as and when central bank digital currency gets a lot of mainstream adoption. And look guys, in the month of March, on the 3rd of March to be precise, I do have a session on central bank digital currencies where I'll go ahead and explain the basics of central bank digital currency, the threats to freedom, and its role in the metaverse as well. Now, Binance is definitely not having the best year in 2023, and Forbes has also put up an article that states Binance's asset shuffling is eerily similar to maneuvers done by FTX. And what the article claims is that Binance moved $1.8 billion in stablecoin collateral to hedge funds last year, which means that over $1 billion worth of token called BUSD digital replicas of dollar-pegged stablecoin USDC were under-collateralized, despite Binance's claim that they were 100% wrong. Now, I do believe that CZ, the CEO of Binance, did actually clarify. He did actually accept that there is some difference, but it was purely because of the time difference. Now, what happened is, because of this news, and Forbes did actually make a massive news out of this, Binance CZ did actually put up a series of tweets which did actually state that they have implemented proof of reserves using a new zero-knowledge approach, and this zero-knowledge approach was suggested by Vitalik. Now look guys, unfortunately I do not agree with CZ, because if you look at the zero-knowledge proof, it only shows that you have funds, but what if the fund itself is incorrect? And the CEO of Kraken did actually heavily criticize CZ as well, and unfortunately because of the FTX drama, all this news is making massive news in the mainstream world as well. And what I'd really recommend you to do is go to Twitter and follow CZ's account, because he did mention quite a lot of important tweets, and he also tweeted that looks like Forbes does not seem to understand the basics of how a cryptocurrency exchange works. Now, to be honest, I've read both the articles. I 100% disagree to what Forbes is claiming, and looks like the left-wing media is doing that only as a support to another FTX donor that is FTX. Now, that thing being said, I do not 100% agree to Binance CZ's post as well. I'd say I would agree to 60% of it. So what are your thoughts guys? Do you support Forbes' article, or do you support Binance USD? What I'd strongly recommend is read through the article by Forbes, read through the tweets by CZ, and then make up your own mind. Now the next news is something to do with CBDC, and the Bank of England did actually state that they are not ready for central bank digital currencies yet. And Cointelegraph has published an article that states that Bank of England's Deputy Governor John Conliffe said that there is more than a 50% chance that the Central Bank of UK would issue a central bank digital currency, but the regulator doesn't have the necessary technical skills yet to issue a digital currency. Now, in that report, he did state that the central bank expects to acquire the necessary skills to move forward. And I do remember reading an article where they did have an opening for some of the candidates in the Bank of England, but surprisingly, the pay was ridiculously less. Going back to the report in Cointelegraph, John Conliffe did actually state that moving forward, central bank digital currencies will be in the next phase, during which the Bank of England plans to test a potential digital pound with private sector partners. So most likely they're going to be issuing wholesale CBDCs. Now look guys, there are three types of CBDCs. You have retail CBDC, you have wholesale CBDC, and you have multiple CBDC. Now, in the event that I'm having in the 3rd of March, I go ahead and explain the different types of CBDCs. Now, John Conliffe emphasized that a potential digital pound's design and structure would depend on the motivation of the CBDC. He also highlighted that some potential CBDC functions and benefits are currently not present in the existing financial system, and according to him, a central bank digital currency would be about opening a new frontier for people to improve payments and the way in which money is used. And the comparison he gave is that of Apple's iPhone app. So definitely brilliant stuff. Now guys, I have a massive question for you. When Satoshi Nakamoto made his very first transaction. He had encrypted a message. So the question is, who was the message dedicated to? Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain, and the news is that Bitcoin-based NFTs have crossed 200,000 Ordinal inscriptions, and on Monday, February 27th, the number of Ordinal inscriptions on Bitcoin blockchain crossed well over 200,000. And guys, in addition to 200,000 inscriptions, Yuga Labs, the creator of Bored Ape Yacht Club, the NFT token issuer, revealed that the team had created a collection of 300 generative Ordinal NFTs called as 12-fold. So it's going to be really interesting to see NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain. But let me share my opinions and thoughts and the benefits of having NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain. So I just want to focus on 4 points. The first one being immutability and security. The second one being distributed nature of Bitcoin blockchain. The third one is unique and verifiable digital assets. And the fourth one is alternative to Ethereum-based NFTs. So let me highlight some of the benefits, and then let me discuss the drawbacks of having NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain. Now, so far as immutability and security is concerned, guys, listen, the Bitcoin blockchain provides a high level of immutability and security like no other, making it difficult to alter or manipulate the inscriptions once they are recorded on the blockchain. And because of this, having an NFT on Bitcoin blockchain is ideal, and this is due to the consensus mechanism used by Bitcoin blockchain called as proof of work, which ensures that each block on the Bitcoin blockchain is cryptographically secured and verified by a network of nodes. Now, so far as the distributed nature of Bitcoin blockchain is concerned, Bitcoin is a distributed blockchain, meaning there is no central entity or intermediary controlling the network, unlike in the case of Solana. So far as Bitcoin blockchain is concerned, it makes it difficult for any individual or entity to control or manipulate the inscriptions on the blockchain, ensuring a very high level of trust and transparency. And the third point, so far as the unique and verifiable digital asset is concerned, by inscribing data on the smallest unit of Bitcoin, that is Satoshis, Ordinal inscriptions provides a way to create unique and verifiable digital assets, and each inscription is assigned a unique folder. This makes it extremely easy to verify the authenticity and ownership of the asset. And the fourth one, guys, we talk about NFTs on Ethereum. And in a few days in my podcast, guys, I did talk about the number of dApps that are working on Ethereum. And out of the top 5, 2 of them had to do with NFTs. Now, so far as NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain is concerned, it is an alternative to Ethereum-based NFTs. And Bitcoin-based NFTs offer an alternative to Ethereum-based NFTs, expanding the range of options for collectors and creators. This can help to increase the adoption and use of NFTs, driving innovation and creativity in the space. So what are your thoughts, guys? Do you like NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain, or do you absolutely hate it? Now let me share some negative aspects of having NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain as well. So I'm going to be focusing on 3 things, that is high fees. And this high fees is not directly related to the issuers of NFTs, but so far as making transactions on Bitcoin blockchain is concerned, high fees are also concerned to that. The second one is limited functionality and creativity. And the third one is environmental concerns. Now, when you talk about high fees, the Bitcoin network can be expensive to use, with high fees associated with creating and transacting on the blockchain. And I did mention an article by Bitcoin which did actually state that because of NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain, the mempool is getting full. Because of that, the miners are asking for a higher fees, and the fees did actually pump up by 120% because of NFTs on blockchain. Now, from a miner's point of view, this is great, which just means you're in a position to charge more fees. Now, because of high fees, it can make it costly for creators and collectors to mint and trade NFTs on the network. And you need to understand that the size of Bitcoin blockchain, or every block, is still ridiculously small. Because of that, the blocks are going to get completely full. Now, so far as the second point is concerned, that is limited functionality and creativity, you need to understand that the Bitcoin blockchain was not originally designed for NFTs, which can lead to limitations in terms of, let's say, functionality and creativity compared to more specialized blockchains, let's say like the one in Ethereum. For example, guys, the scripting language used by Bitcoin known as Script is less expensive than programming languages used by Ethereum, which can also limit the types of content and interactivity that can be included in Bitcoin-based NFTs. So when you talk about the quality of NFTs, I'm pretty much sure that the quality of NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain is definitely far less than Ethereum. And finally, the fourth one is the environmental concern. And look, as a proof-of-work consensus mechanism used by Bitcoin blockchain requires a significant amount of energy to secure the network, leading to concerns about the environmental impact of Bitcoin blockchain. And this can be a drawback for individuals and organizations who prioritize sustainability and environmental responsibility. And guys, I do remember the guy who sold the Charlie Bit My Finger NFT to one of the buyers from Dubai. He did give out a lot of the funds back to the community because he actually felt that his NFT was minted on Ethereum blockchain when it was working on proof of work protocol. It did consume a lot of energy, so I do remember that he did give a lot of his funds back in order to help create a better sustainable world. Now guys, let's discuss two news regarding the UAE. And the first news is about UAE Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah is planning to launch free zone for digital and virtual asset firm. So let me try to give out some more information. The website for Ras Al Khaimah free zone is RAKEZ.com. That is R for Roger, A for Alpha, K for Kite, Z for Zebra or Z for Zebra.com. And guys, Ras Al Khaimah free zone is a nurturing hub for businesses operating in the commercial services and consultancy business. And Ras Al Khaimah in the UAE has announced the creation of RAK Digital Asset Oasis, a free economic zone dedicated to virtual asset and digital companies. And RAK Digital Asset Oasis aims to establish a free zone exclusively for service providers of cryptocurrencies and digital assets operating in emerging sectors such as blockchain, NFTs, decentralized apps, DAOs, also called as Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or how I like to call it, Distributed Autonomous Organizations, and Web3 related projects. And the Oasis will be open for applications in Q2 of 2023, starting in April of this year. And Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamad bin Abdullah Al Qasimi was elected the chairman of RAK Digital Asset Oasis, and the project aims to boost the UAE's position as a leading destination for innovative companies. And RAK Digital Asset Oasis aligns with UAE's stance as a leading hub for innovation and will provide a globally connected and remote work-friendly environment for digital and virtual asset companies. And the free zone, guys, will empower the next generation of global entrepreneurial talent to build transformative solutions and create impact while shaping the future of business and economies. And guys, as we know, so far as the central bank digital currency is concerned, the UAE has introduced the FIT program, also called as Financial Infrastructure Program, to become the next global crypto hub. And as part of the FIT program, the Central Bank of UAE will introduce a CBDC among its 9 initiatives. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information about how central bank digital currency works, I do have a standalone episode dedicated explaining what CBDC is. Now going back to the news, the FIT program by the central bank was created to bolster the country's financial service industry and position itself for global competitiveness. And in 2020, guys, the UAE collaborated with Saudi Central Bank on a joint central bank digital currency pilot project that lasted for 1 year, often called as multiple central bank digital currency. And lately, because of the increasing number of digital asset companies are applying for local licenses in UAE such as Capex.com, eToro, Seba Bank, Binance and Crypto Bank, unfortunately Kraken did decide to shut down its office in Abu Dhabi. Now that being said, Dubai did actually introduce a regulatory framework called as the Dubai Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, which oversees all virtual assets like Bitcoin and NFTs in the Emirate, and they did announce this in March of 2022. Now so far as Ras Al Khaimah is concerned, looks like they are joining Dubai and Abu Dhabi as another of the 7 Emirates that introduced their own cryptocurrency laws, and the UAE is accelerating its efforts to become the next global crypto hub. So listen up guys, if you're a startup and want to move into UAE, you definitely need to check out RAK Free Zone. And guys, the country's financial infrastructure program, called as FIT, has created a platform in which they support the country's vision called as the UAE 2031 vision and the National Digital Economy Strategy. And the FIT program further reinforces Central Bank UAE's mission to enhance monetary and financial stability and consumer protection through robust financial infrastructure and the adoption of digital oasis. And RAK Digital Oasis will be the only free zone of its kind in the entire world, and the project aims to attract the world's brightest Web3 minds with the most disruptive ideas that uncover new approaches to creating a better future. And the RAK's Digital Asset Oasis will enable digital and virtual asset companies to develop business models for the future and capitalize on emerging markets in this region. So definitely massive stuff. Now, so far as adoption of cryptocurrency is concerned and NFT and Web 3.0 is concerned, there is also another news which is being published, and this is the second news for Crypto and Coffee at 8. And this report does actually state that MENA, or Middle East and North Africa region, tops the world in crypto adoption. So let me give us some more information regarding this, because this is an absolutely massive news, and the Middle East and North Africa region has topped the world in cryptocurrency adoption over the past year, receiving $566 billion in cryptocurrency from January 2021 to June of 2022, and looks like this data is being given by Chainalysis, and this, guys, is a 48% increase compared to previous year. And the 2022 Geography of Cryptocurrency report is given by Chainalysis, a blockchain data platform, highlighted MENA's dominance in cryptocurrency adoption. And that report also discusses savings preservations and remittance payments, as well as increasingly permissive crypto regulations are factors that explain this trend. And fluctuating cryptocurrency prices in Turkey and Egypt have coincided with rapid fiat currency devaluations, making crypto attractive for saving preservations. Now look, guys, when you talk about demographics, right now the Middle East has the best demographics, because I did talk about it in my Metaverse Everything podcast that the Middle East has a maximum number of people below the age of 35, making it an ideal platform so far as fintech and general world economy is concerned. Now, if you're into numbers, I would definitely recommend you to look at the demographics so far as the age of the population is concerned. Now, going back to the news, the report also states that in Egypt, remittance payments could account for 8% of GDP, and the National Bank has begun a project to build a crypto-based remittance corridor between Egypt and UAE. And in the past, I did talk about Ripple having a couple of mergers with bank between UAE and Egypt, and the Gulf Cooperation Council, or the GCC member states, are fast emerging as key players in the crypto market, with Saudi Arabia as the third largest crypto market and the UAE as the fifth in the MENA region. Now, the main drivers of the crypto adoption in the GCC are young, tech-savvy early adopters with relatively high disposable incomes searching for investment options. And adoption is not just on the retail or customer side, but also in the ecosystem, with financial institutions and banking beginning to work with crypto businesses. And Lucas, I wouldn't be surprised in, let's say, the next 5 years, probably Saudi Arabia or UAE takes over the world so far as cryptocurrency adoption is concerned. And globally, adoption has leveled off in the last year after growing consistently since mid of 2019. And the global adoption of cryptocurrency reached its all-time high in Q2 of 2021 and has moved in waves since then. And guys, what you also need to remember that because of the high price in Bitcoin, many were attracted in 2020 and 2021 and stuck around and continue to invest a significant chunk of the assets in digital assets. And unfortunately, because of the sharp rise in the price of Bitcoin, a lot of them did actually go belly up as well. And emerging markets dominate the global crypto adoption index, with lower middle and upper middle income countries relying on cryptocurrencies so far as remittance is concerned, saving preservations and other financial needs unique to each economy. Now, Vietnam, as of now, ranked the first in cryptocurrency adoption for the second consecutive year, with extremely high purchasing power and population-adjusted adoption across centralized, DeFi, and peer-to-peer cryptocurrency tools. Now, this polling was done in 2020, and also, guys, there was some kind of poll done in 2020 that actually found that 20% of Vietnamese consumers reported using or owning cryptocurrency. And so far as the global adoption is concerned, it remains well above the levels that preceded in 2020 bull market, and a critical mass of new users who put capital into cryptocurrency during periods of price growth tend to stay even when price declines, allowing the ecosystem to continue to grow on net across the market cycles. And look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming months if UAE or Saudi Arabia does pick up a lot of pace. So those were the news from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you do have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now, for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Raj who asks, how will central bank digital currencies be a threat to stablecoins? Now this is such a brilliant question, Raj. Now I do feel that central bank digital currency, once it goes mainstream, it will be a massive threat to stablecoins. You need to understand, Raj, that we are still in the early stages of development of central bank digital currency. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes another 3 to 5 years for mainstream adoption of central bank digital currency. When I'm talking about mainstream adoption, I mean where people don't even talk that they're using central bank digital currency. Rather, they use it as a normal form of payment. Now, once 3 to 5 years are done, I'm pretty much sure it's definitely going to be mainstream. Now, when that thing happens, why would you want to use stablecoins? Because stablecoins are pretty much the same thing as central bank digital currency, except it is issued by a private entity. There's a massive element of fraud, and if you looked at what happened to Terra Luna, it went completely belly up. Despite it being called distributed in nature, there was a centralized entity who did make a lot of decisions. Now, one thing you need to remember, Raj, when you talk about stablecoins right now, where there is a central entity, such as let's say Bitfinex for Tether USDT, Circle and Coinbase for USDC, and Binance BUSD, there is a central entity and they do act as a role of a bank, and that's precisely the reason why SEC is strongly against stablecoins. And if you look at it from a legal point of view, I kind of agree to SEC because these stablecoin issuers, they are making up the rules as well, and a lot of people do have this misconceptions that when you're using stablecoins, you're using cryptocurrency. Now technically you're definitely using cryptocurrency, but it is possible that a stablecoin issuer can block your transactions at will, and Tether USDT have often done that. Now granted, they have done that in case of hacks or when funds are stolen, but when you talk about cryptocurrency, it needs to follow the ethos of open blockchain. Now stablecoin issuers are acting as a bank, except they are doing that in cryptocurrency. And so far as the audit is concerned, trust me, Raj, you would absolutely laugh at the audit report of Tether USDT. One thing which I have mentioned in my past, and this goes back to maybe 2021 or 2022, the very first audit that Tether USDT did was literally a one-page document. In fact, it wasn't even a one-page document. It was just a pie diagram. That was the audit report. And something which I did allude to earlier today is that Circle USDC's audit was 100 times better than Tether USDT. Now, keeping all these things in mind, why would you want to use stablecoins when you have central bank digital currency issued by a central bank? And so far as CFTC is concerned, so far as AML is concerned, and OFAC compliance is concerned, I'm pretty much sure all the stablecoin issuers do have to follow these guidelines. These guidelines will be much better on central bank digital currency. And to be honest, Raj, when you talk about central bank digital currency, they will offer a better user experience, and they will also have a customer support, which is currently lacking right now with so-called stablecoin issuers. So keeping all these things in mind, I 100% do feel that central bank digital currency will be a massive threat to stablecoins. Even to RippleNet, I don't see a use case of RippleNet or XRP once central bank digital currency goes mainstream. Now you also need to remember that the time period is 3 to 5 years from now. And in my session that I'm doing on central bank digital currency, I also discuss some of the political support and restrictions going on so far as CBDC is concerned. So please feel free to attend that session as well. So that's all for today, guys, in the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you do have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com and check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee Date, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee Date works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse, and what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.